Universe, did you hear that? Because this is what we want, okay?
If there happens to be a random sack sitting outside as we walk to our car full of money, we would appreciate it.
We'll take it.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to Milk and Honeys. This episode is going to be a little bit different than the others. And I thought maybe, which I've never suggested this before, and I think you might get emotional with what I'm about to ask, but maybe before we get into it, we start with three cleansing breaths.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
Three cleansing.
Oh my gosh, we're going to do 3 cleansing breaths. Please join us. We're going to be talking about some real raw things. I'm Vanessa, by the way. You're one of your hosts. And obviously you guys know the beautiful Kayla Becker. All right, so everyone with us, close your eyes. Let all the air out. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Another breath in. Let it go. One more, the biggest one. Take a deep breath in. Take in even more air. Hold it. Let it go.
By my calculations, that was 4.
No, you're just sipping in more air, you know? She almost got it. At least the first time we did this, she made it through like halfway of the second breath. And I could just tell she was staring at me because I closed my eyes too, except I was peeking at you a little bit to see if you were actually.
Just now?
Yeah.
I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
You did it. She just, it's fine.
Well,
we're getting there.
We're getting there. Well, we needed that. Thank you.
Oh my God. I'm just like so proud.
Growth. 12 episodes in on the show, which is crazy to say. We're just growing week by week.
Yep.
So maybe you guys are growing with us.
Absolutely.
By the way, before we get going, I can't help but look at your top. It's very, very cute.
Oh, thank you.
She's our fashion queen, Miss Model.
Thank you. This is actually my friend's company called Doves of Dawn. Shout out to Dora Awasu. She is the owner of the company, and she is also a beautiful model, actress as well, entrepreneur. And we just gotta,
Very cute. I love a good scarf moment.
Head. She has so many different designs to wear. I'll definitely wear more, and every time I wear, I'll be like, hey, this is Doves of Dawn. It's going to be a totally different thing. So yeah, at cute. Doves of Dawn, go check it out. So many cute ways to wear her scarves.
All right. Well, not scarves, but we're going to talk about scars.
Mm-hmm.
The ones of the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So, I figured this is a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
We're all friends now. And I feel like at this point of the show, you guys have gotten to know us. We let you guys get to know us. So I thought it was also maybe a place where I can talk about something that I've been going through that I haven't yet talked about publicly. But everyone knows the feeling of this. I am going through a breakup. I've been dating someone for the last 1.5 years. I don't really publicly post about it, so you may not even know I've been in a relationship. I kind of keep that under wraps. I try to protect that part of my life. But unfortunately, we have decided to no longer be together. So yeah, that's kind of been, consuming a lot of my mental space over the last couple of weeks.
It's a lot of energy.
It is a lot of energy. But I think it's been very sad. It's one of those, I haven't really been one to do a lot of relationships. Like, I feel like I've been very selective over the years because I typically don't like being in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I very much like being alone. I value my independence more than anything. But I met this guy and I wasn't really looking. I thought I was just going out to get like some free food. Like, he had asked me out like many times before and I turned him down every time. And then I was like, well, damn it, fine. Like, let's go get some free food. Money's tight. So enjoy the conversation way more than I thought I would. He was super cute. And like, it's hard to find people who can like carry on an intelligent conversation these days. So I was very like pleasantly surprised of his like intelligence and the way he can articulate the way he felt. And then from then on, we were just kind of inseparable, and we had been living together for the last probably like 6 months. And so, yeah, it's been a tough road. It wasn't because like he was a bad guy or like, I just think, we realized how just innately different we are as people, and it was no longer going to work.
Which sometimes works, right? Sometimes being very, very different does work, but sometimes if it's too different, you kind of fall out of like that alignment with each other, and you're just kind of going in two different directions.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing.
No.
It's a sad thing. It's like
Yeah.
a death. We've talked about that. You know, it's like you're going through a death, basically. It's like a death of a friendship, a death of a
Yeah.
partnership.
And it's so weird grieving someone that's still alive who you
Of course.
could contact if you wanted to, but you don't. Like, it's such a weird feeling.
Yeah. What made you realize that it wasn't going to work?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I am a professional self-sabotager. I'm just gonna stay
Aren't
with
we
that.
all?
Whether it's love, life, work, whatever. It's just this thing I can't help about myself. And also, I've learned about my attachment styles, which I've been reading about and talking about in therapy. And I think I am I don't know if I'm a fearful or what's the other one? Avoidant. I think I'm a fearful avoidant.
Fearful avoidant.
Which basically means that when someone gets too close to me, I run the other way. So I think that's a lot of that has to do with like early childhood. And I think just the trauma that comes from like being uprooted every like year to go to different schools and being taken away from my mom, going to foster care. And like, you know, even with my jobs and stuff, I just feel like it's my fight or flight response is just to leave. And as soon as someone sees too much of me, I'm like, no, you can't see any more of me.
Right.
And then also if anyone tells me that they don't like something that I'm doing or a characteristic that I have, not physical, but just a characteristic of my personality, I immediately shut down and I'm like, well, then this is your problem. I'm not changing. Like, this is who I am. So bye-bye. So that's essentially, I feel like there's a lot more that's happened, but I think I realized we started having issues probably like back in December. And I think it was just very clear at that time that some very important factors and parts of our lives were just so drastically different.
Right.
That neither one of us wanted to compromise on. And
which is okay.
It is, but I think
it's an okay thing.
It is, but I think it's like almost like lying to yourself that, oh, well, we can still figure things out even though we're not going to budge on these things, and we just like delayed the inevitable, and then obviously it just hurts more because you're stay together longer than you should, and then it gets to a point where I feel like you start resenting each other, and
so it's a very quick crumble once that first piece starts to crack, you know? Was there a moment that you realized that you were emotionally like, checked out? Because like, I feel like when I'm checked out, you know, I've been in 2 5-year relationships before the one that I'm in now. And my entire 20s, I was in 2 different relationships. And although it took too long to figure it out, I'm a slow learner, so slow burner over here, but once I do figure it out, I figure it out, you know? When I'm checked out, they knew I was checked out. My whole energy just changes. I'm talking different. And also I think like in one of my past relationships, I was trying to give that person an inkling that this was going to happen. You know, I was trying to be short. I wasn't saying I love you anymore. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't being all lovey-dovey. I was really trying to do that. But like for you, since yours is so fresh, you know, was there a moment where you were like, I'm checked out. Like this is.
I think it came in like a way of like I still love the guy for sure. But I think the moments I was more intense with like, oh, I don't want to lose you is when we were, because we've gone through this kind of breakup thing a few times. And then like the panic came in of like, oh my God, I can't lose you. Don't leave. Like, because it's just that like drastic change of having someone there all the time that you depend on to them not being there. But I think I even noticed with like intimacy, and I read up on like being a fearful avoidant, you also like have issues with being intimate because it's like you're giving this part of yourself that you don't fully want to. And so even he would notice it. Like I wouldn't like, you know, I would never really initiate kisses or like, you know, more intimate things. And like the cuddling kind of stopped. And I felt so bad because I know how much it was hurting him because he still wanted all of those things. He's a very like, he's more anxious attachment. And also he's a very touchy person and I'm just not. And he had been dealt with my non-touchiness even during the best parts of our relationship. So now that we were like on the shambles, it was even more noticeable. So I don't know. I feel like I probably.
Did you find yourself letting go of that, like not wanting to be touched when you guys were in a good place?
More so, but I mean, I've
But
always
you're
still
just
been
not,
like,
you're
I'm like a
just,
cat. Like, don't
yeah,
come to me, I'll come to you,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'll be all over you. But I don't live with like the other person initiating it, and I've
Right.
been like that in all my relationships for the most part. Like,
I struggle with that sometimes because I'm a very
yeah,
touchy, feely. I love to feel like the love, and
Mhm.
I love kisses and like all the
Mhm.
things. But you know, it is one of those funny things because my boyfriend now, not that he loves like hugging
Mhm.
and we cuddle all the time, but like he's probably like a normal person cuddle and like gives kisses, and I am the person that's like, no, like
I want to crawl inside your
yeah.
skin.
I remember when we first started dating, he went to go to the gym or something. And he told me like maybe like 40 minutes before that, like, I'm going to go to the gym at like 2:30 or whatever. But I happened to be sitting on the couch and I told him I wasn't going to go at that time. And then all of a sudden I just heard the door close. And I was like, wait, did you just leave without saying goodbye and giving me a kiss? And when he came back up, I was a little upset. And so we had to have a conversation about it because he was like, well, I was just going to the gym. I was going to be right back. I'm like, yeah, but like, what happens if like something happens in the elevator and like you never come back? And then the last thing I saw of you was you walking out the door and just like not saying a word to me. So now every
Yeah.
time it's kind of like a joke
That he has
almost,
to,
but
like-
like he does do it because we had a conversation about it. And,
That's funny.
you know, I think in relationships, you want to do the best that you can to provide for what your partner needs.
Yeah.
Always,
Yeah.
you know?
No, for sure. But yeah, so anyway, that's the gist of that situation. Not gonna go too deep in it, but I think it is be kind of fun to open up this conversation about like what people do after breakups or what the expectation is after breakups. And I know for me, as we're recording this, it's only been like a week, so I've had like that really hot and cold week where like I'll be fine, and then I'll walk out into the refrigerator and see his ice cream in there, and then just break down, and then I got a box and took all of like her photos down, and we also had a dog. It was his dog and coming into the relationship, but she's been mine for the last year and a half. But that means I lost her too, and all of her dog toys are still at my place, and the place still smells like her. And it's like those random moments. And someone who's not used to crying, I feel like I've purged so much out. So for that, it's probably a good thing because I feel like I've just like sobbed crying.
I mean, I told you the other day. I said, your energy is giving me that you're depleted, but I do feel that your energy is lighter. Like I don't feel your anxiousness as much. Like you were very, very anxious. And I can only, because you know, we haven't known each other that long, but like when I first met you, when you moved here, you were single. So I knew that side of you, even though of course we're going to change, we're going to grow, we get in relationships, you know, things change, emotions change, energy changes. But I do remember telling you, I was like, I just like feel as though this is not you here. This is somebody that is being molded to be something else that necessarily you're not the one making that decision to mold that part of you. You know, so like you feel very, but yeah, I mean, breakups it's like I said, it's a death. It's basically a death of,
sucks.
Of a chapter in your life. But you've been doing really, really good. I mean, she feels crazy, but you know, I always tell her, I'm like, girl, cry. If you need to punch your pillow, like put your face in it, scream, punch the pillow, go freaking run and like sweat and just like,
I mean, I think my thing, I need to like have healthier habits with dealing with emotions. Like I feel like, I mean, I haven't been to the gym all week because it's where we go to the gym together. And so I feel like it's like things like that where it's been hard for me to get back in the groove of things.
Yeah.
And instead I feel like there was one day I like didn't even want to get out of bed and just like laid in bed and watched TV and ordered food. And, you know, so, I mean, you grieve how you grieve and deal with how you deal with it. I definitely I feel like I've been feeling it.
And you have to give yourself time. I mean, it's only been a week. So it's like, you know, if we were having this conversation like 2 months later, I'd be like, girl,
get it
you're
together.
gonna get there, but we got to get there. Like we got to get there, you know, like it's time. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like when I have something going on similar to that, it takes like a month, I think, to like really be at a state of not even, I don't want to say like great, like a great state, but just a state of acceptance of knowing, okay, this chapter is closed.
Yeah.
It's okay. There's no bad blood. And even if there was bad blood, you cut that shit out anyway and let it go, you know, which I think you've done a really good job at doing. So I'm proud of you for that.
Well, luckily there's like, we ended on, once we got to the end on good terms. So,
Right.
So I don't want bad blood either. And again, he's a wonderful, wonderful man and he deserves the best. But another thing that was just interesting is like, so I know for me, I've never really like imagined myself getting married or having children. Like I've always kind of known that. I was actually I was engaged 10 years ago to a man, great guy, but like I knew he wanted kids and he was like willing to give that up for me. And that's something I couldn't live with. So I'm like, I'm not going to take that from you. And it was very similar again with this guy. Like our first date, this is how we knew we probably shouldn't have dated. The very first date, he said, there's nothing in this life he wants more than being a husband and a father. And I said, there's nothing in this life that I don't want more than those things.
Right.
And then we're like, well, let's just date and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then here we are a year and a half later, I still feel the same way about those things. And he was willing to like change those things. And I'm like, I'm not going to be the one to take that from you. Because that's just going to end up being, that's just resentment that's going to come down the line.
Yeah.
Like you have to be on the same page with those things going into a serious relationship.
Absolutely. You have to be. And if you're not, oh my gosh, it's like, that's just going to be a fight you're going to be fighting for the rest of your life.
I know.
You know?
I know.
And then, yeah, like you said, resentment, that shit creeps up and builds up real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
And if I don't want a kid, I don't want to like, you know,
and
bring one into this world and then resent that thing too.
Exactly. And maybe one day may that thing. That thing. Yeah, I feel like bringing a kid into this world is very intense.
Yeah.
It is not something that you're just like, it'll work itself
out.
I mean, look, at the end of the day,
see.
hopefully it does work itself out in that situation if, you know, people are going through it and they still decide to bring a life into this world. But it's not something, a kid's not going to like fix all the problems.
No.
It's just going to bring like 1,000 more into the picture. So,
and as someone who's been, you know, again, the foster care system, I know firsthand that some people like don't need to be parents.
Right.
Because
they just don't. What do you think you will bring and do differently in your next relationship? Like if
I'm never dating
I was
again.
gonna say, not to say that you're getting in a relationship
forever.
Look, at the end of the day, being single, I think we've said this before on the show, is so much easier than being in a relationship. It really is. You don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to talk to anybody. You don't have to like worry anything, you know? But like I said, there are men out there that you want to like, you know, like my boyfriend, like I love texting him in the morning or seeing a text from him in the morning. We don't live together. So, or just, you know, but even for us, it's like sometimes we FaceTime each other and we're like, hey, how's it going? Good. Good. You good? You good? Okay.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, I'll just be here. He's like, okay, I'll be here
too.
You
there's
know?
something beautiful about long distance relationships, which you have. I think I can handle that because I feel like I can still have my life and they can have their life and then we miss each other and then we come together and it's much better. Like I think I've been in long distance relationships before. I feel like they've always done better for me because I'm not the person who I can see someone every single day or like at least. And that's another thing, us living together in a small apartment in LA, both of our careers in this weird phase. So we're like waking up together, making breakfast together, going to the gym together, coming back, working together. Then it's time for dinner and we're watching a movie together and we do it again. It's like, there was no time for us to just like miss each other. And I think for him, like, I think he's one of those people who enjoys that kind of life with his partner, which is great. Yes. I just think like I need like maybe at least 2 days out of the week where I just do my own thing. Yeah. You know? He likes that consistency where it's the same thing. It's like Stepford Wives. He just likes being together. He just likes being like with his partner all the time, which is great. I think a lot of people are like that. I just know that I am not like that. And I just need to like, and it's not even about them not being there. Like sometimes I just want to like get out of bed, go to the couch, put on a sweatpants, turn on my show, eat a big bag of chips, and just be gross. Right. And he's like, oh, I'll do that with you. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's not my point. I don't want you there with me on these situations. Right. I want to just like be by myself. I mean, even being in a long distance relationship, sometimes when we're together, I'll go into the bedroom and read my book and he's on the couch watching most likely ESPN. You know what I mean? So sorry, but yes, ESPN, we know it's always on the TV. But Go Sports.
But you know, even us seeing each other, we see each other, you know, once a week, once every 2 weeks. So we're really good at spending time with each other when we do get to see each other. But even so, with us being together, because we are going into each other's spaces, like when we visit each other, yeah, sometimes it's like, you know, or if I have like my girlfriends over, he'll hang out with us for a little bit and then maybe go in the bedroom and like just get into bed and watch TV, probably ESPN. You know what I mean?
ESPN. Shout out to ESPN.
So yeah, I totally get it. Space is important. Yeah, I want to miss you.
Exactly.
I want to be able to miss you.
And I just think it was unfortunate. I think if we lived in a bigger place, or if I was working again full time and he was working full time, it would have been probably maybe even a different outcome. I think it was just like the luck of the draw and bad timing getting into a relationship. And I think I wasn't ready to be in one, but I wanted, you know, I tried to be in one. And I think he was, you know, he had way more intention than I did. And so anyway, no bad blood, a phenomenal man. I do miss him dearly, but yeah, the chapter for now has to be closed.
Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to figure out what this post-relationship life is. Who is single Kayla? She's been gone for a while. I'm like, how am I supposed to act now? Like, no, I'm not going to be posting any, like, I'm single now thirst traps on Instagram. That's not really my style.
I mean, I think we should.
I think we should.
I think we should. I think we should cut all your hair off, dye it blonde, dye it blonde. Put yourself in a string bikini and let's just fucking go.
Then I'm like so performative. Like I'm on Instagram with all these. I'm doing so great, and then the camera's off. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, so, you know, it's the breakup culture. Everyone does it. Everyone does it.
The whole like just to announce that I'm single again. Yeah, it's not my style. I mean, obviously, I'm telling you guys, but I had this friend who got broken up with, and he was very upset by it. And then he posts like a thirst trap in the mirror in the bathroom that was like back on the streets or something like that. I'm like, that's so cringy to me. It's my gosh. It's like, it gets to me just like desperation, which I'm not.
Yes, you know. That is El Desperado.
Yes, it is.
What's the weirdest thing that you've done, but you pretended that you were fine after a breakup?
I don't know. I don't feel like I've done anything that was like weird after. I feel like I just kind of cruised through my day.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
Like maybe like if after me and an ex broke up, because like my ex before him, we broke up and then like stayed friends for a long time. And it was always hard for me because I always still had feelings for him, but it just wasn't something that was working out. So then he would still invite me to things with his friends. So then I'd be like hanging out with all of them, just like as one of the boys, like, hey, like we're buddies. But then I'm like dying inside. Still
in there with him. Yeah,
exactly. That's like a way of like, I thought I'd feel better, but it just made me feel worse.
I guess.
Or letting him tell me about the new girls that he's like hooking up with and being like, oh yeah, you go, bro. Go get it. Go tap that ass. Yeah.
Go tap that ass.
I didn't say that. But like letting him think I was over it. And I like wanted to know about his new sex life with other women. I'm such a cool girl. I'm not like those other girls. I'm a cool girl.
I'm a cool girl. I'm like, what have I done? I guess like maybe something like I pretended that like I was fine is like in my past relationships, they were really controlling about, you know, like how much alcohol I drank or like whatever. It was just a very weird time in my life. And when I broke up with my boyfriend at one point, I went out and like, I swear to you, I partied as if I was like 18 years old. And I was like, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm da-da-da-da. I thought I died the next day. And I was like, okay, Vanessa, you are not 18 anymore. You can't just bounce back like this. Who are you thinking?
Oh, and then like that like hangover while you're actually sad too. Like that those emotions that come hungover are so
But you know
bad.
the only thing that can fix that?
What?
McDonald's.
Oh, I thought say run it back. Hair of the dog. No, let's go.
McDonald's. Feel better.
Mimosa.
Ibuprofen, mimosa, and keep it going.
And keep it going until you die. That is our word of advice.
Ooh, I have a good one. What is a way that you balance your grief with online presence? Because, you know, both of us do have an online presence, and that is, I mean, you just said you don't really post your relationship. I mean, I do. Sorry, I keep hitting the mic.
If you're listening and not watching, you keep hearing this noise. It's because Vanessa and I talk with our hands and we keep hitting the mics and they're sensitive.
We must be Italian.
Maybe there's somewhere deep in
Yes,
there.
we must be. What was the question? I forgot.
Just how to balance our like grief with like online persona.
Yeah.
Because it is funny, like you see, like especially like celebrity couples when they split, they'll do a whole post like, just wanted to announce that we are no longer together, which I think is just stupid. I don't know. But like I do keep my personal life so private, so that way like I'm not gonna post on Instagram like I'm single again.
Yeah, I had a boyfriend do a whole thing on Facebook. This is when like Facebook was still like really big. And did a whole thing saying like, please respect like our privacy. And I'm like, who do you think we are? Beyonce and Jay-Z? I'm like, why? Like my girlfriends and I were
to my 30
dying.
followers.
Yeah, I was like, what is it was literally, please respect our privacy. This is a hard time.
Tell you he was doing this?
No. After I broke up with him, I never spoke to him ever again. I still this day, I've never spoken to him.
Respect our privacy.
And I was just like, honestly, like, but it was just so cringe that it was so funny. It was one of those moments where I was in such a weird headspace. But that shit just made me laugh so hard. I was like, this is why I'm no longer with you.
It probably helped you like get over it even more because you're like, why would I want to be with this person? Like,
absolutely,
that is a major ick,
absolutely,
which we'll talk about too in a minute. Okay, well now they're back in the streets. I'm back in these streets, which again, I don't have any intention of even going on a date for a while now. I just really want to focus on myself and like I don't want to go back to the same situation where I'm not ready for something. And then, but I do know before this relationship when I was living here in LA. I had some of the worst dating experiences in the world that made me, I think it's why this guy was so appealing to me because he was like, oh, like breath of fresh air. I literally had this guy, I was in, he was a cool guy. We had gone on we went on it. Well, he had asked me out but then he canceled the first 2 times because of work. And I'm like, okay. And then the first time. I wouldn't have given a third one. The first time.
Yeah, I was going to say, one is fine.
Yes. Then we go to dinner. We go to Soho House.
Yum.
Which I was a member at. He was not. So I think I was just trying to flex a little bit. And then we go to have dinner and then the bill comes and I'm like, oh, like I'll pay or I'll help pay or whatever. And then he just let me put my card down. I paid for the whole like $300 dinner. Okay, then, but I was like, for some reason, like, I was just like, you know what, whatever, it's whatever. I'm like, next time.
You gave him another chance after that?
Okay, so he was really hot.
What is wrong with us?
And then he dropped off at my house and that was it. I didn't let him come upstairs or anything. And
Thank goodness.
Yeah, he wanted to hang out again. So we did make another date, but he's like, this time, like, I'm taking care of you, blah, 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 blah. I was excited. So I was like, coming back from work, I so I already picked out my outfit, like I was ready, and he sends me this voice note, and it was like, hey babe, like I've been sick, I'm so sick, like I'm not gonna make it tonight, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, you know what,
not the cough.
I didn't even I was like, okay, whatever, like it happened. So I was like, hey, like listen, I'm so sorry, I feel better, like if you need anything I can make a great soup, whatever, if not just let me know, we'll reschedule. My friends were in town, I'm like, hey, I'm free now, let's go get some drinks at Soho House.
It's like so funny because I already know where this is.
You know it's going. Okay. So we get to Soho House and I'm talking to my friend and I hear a familiar voice and I look and it's that guy.
No!
Who I had a date with who was so sick that he couldn't go on the date. He's literally sitting there and he looks at me and I could tell he was like, and I just winked at him.
Ghost
And I was
white.
with my gay friend who's very straight presenting. And I was like, kiss me, kiss me, kiss me. And so, we love
the gays.
I know. So he's like, don't ever make me do that again. And then that was it. And then, yeah, I was like, but that is so dating in LA, I feel like. So I'm terrified to go back out there and deal with like these doorknobs and the word of Gordon Ramsay like that.
Oh, that is horrific.
Like, what are the odds that of all the places in LA you decided to go party, you went back to the scene of the crime, where we had our first date.
Right.
Not even thinking that maybe I would be there since you canceled our date.
Wait, but can I ask you, what was the timeline? Like, you guys went on a date, and then when were you guys supposed to go on this date?
It was like within a week.
That's crazy.
And like he seemed to really like me. Like we like talked, and I think he like after that he started DMing me a lot. Like liked all my stuff, and like I'll never. He even said like I'll never disrespect you again. I'd never do that to you again. I was like, okay.
You're gonna be like, yeah, you're never gonna do it to me again because you've never seen me again.
What's the saying? Like when someone shows you who they are, believe them, bro.
Absolutely.
I believe you. I see you.
He gone.
He gone.
He gone.
So yeah.
But like, okay, that's a big red flag. Okay, that's a huge red flag.
Of the red flag.
But what is like a green flag for you on a date?
I mean, I think someone who asks questions and doesn't just
Mhm.
talk about themselves the whole time.
Mhm.
I think that's actually a big one because it is hard to find people out here who don't just sit there and talk about themselves the whole time.
Yes.
You know?
And when they ask about you and you're talking, they're just like not really listening to
Yeah.
you. They're just kind of like waiting for you to stop talk so that
They can say it.
stop talking.
Stop talk.
You guys, I need a speech
It's
therapist.
like TikTok, but it's called Stop Talk.
Yes. And that is like so obnoxious because you can always tell in their
They're
eyes
like,
that
wheels
they're
are
just
spinning.
they're waiting for you to finish so they can like say
Yeah.
something again, probably about themselves.
Yes.
You know what's funny? A green flag for me is when my boyfriend does this now, so it's like still a huge green flag that I love. But like going on like past dates or whatever, if I go to the restaurant and they order for us, like the table, like just
That's
like,
a really sexy move.
I love that. And until this day, like with me and my boyfriend, most of the time I'm like, do you just want to order like some stuff, you know? And he's
Yeah.
like, yeah. And then I just
I love
close
that.
the menu and I push it aside and I say, I'll have an espresso martini with Casamigos Repo, please. Actually, we don't really do Casamigos anymore. Don Julio Repo.
Don Julio Repo.
Such a green flag.
I do love that because I think you probably were like this too at some point. Where like you were always used to one that's kind of having to like be like the one in control or like
or like making decisions.
and it's so nice to like as a decision maker to not have to anymore.
Yes.
Unless he's like, she'll have a salad and then I'll have like. I mean that's
that's
never happened to me before.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I'd be like, no, boo boo, you're having the salad.
You're having the
I'm
salad.
having the
I'll
steak.
have the ribeye and the mashed potatoes and the mac and
Yes.
cheese. But yeah, no, that's a super sexy green flag.
Right?
When a guy just
I
knows to
love
take
that.
control, baby.
Guys, take note.
It's probably gonna get better chance you're gonna get lucky at the end of the night.
Yes, for sure.
Also, never let a woman pay on the first date, or even the like. I mean, listen, I'm all about equal opportunity here. And I think at some point in a relationship, it's cool to go Dutch or like maybe the girl picks up the tab when you're like in a relationship. But like in a dating phase, maybe it's old school or whatever. But I think the man, you need to pick up that damn check.
At least the first time.
I mean, especially the first time.
Yeah.
I'd say like until like I think the third or fourth date, maybe after sex happens.
Yeah. So something needs to happen. I feel like before we're splitting the check.
I mean, we're the prize over here, not you. Okay, you're the one who's gonna have to go home and use your hand to go to sleep that night, or you can maybe have a pretty girl in your bed. I don't know, but you're paying for this,
and you're choosing. So you choose when that bill comes. You're making the choice for yourself.
You're making it for yourself. This sounds a little like prostitution, but it's not what I'm saying here. Just saying your shot goes up.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Okay, so yeah, so icks. You wanted to talk about icks. It is a real thing. The ick
is so icky.
And you can't, once you get the ick, you can't get rid of the ick. And I try hard to not be so like ick judgmental or like aggressive.
Like, yeah, but yeah.
But it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Like I can't, men posting sexy photos in the mirror. Can't do it. That's done. Ick.
That's an ick.
That's an ick.
It's very icky. I think this is the example I'm going to give because this is what happened to me, but slurping in any meal, like the example I'm going to give is cereal. And it was like and holding the spoon like this, like a caveman.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, no.
I didn't even touch my food. I was like so grossed out. I'm just, ew. I still think about it. It makes my stomach sick. Like it's gross. But just slurping your food.
Or smacking.
Yeah.
Can't. My ex was a smacker when we first started dating and gets it from his family. They're all like that.
No.
And I was like, I can't finish my meal here. And like, I am definitely not going to have sex with you because I cannot. I mean, he quickly stopped doing it, but like, I could not stand it.
Thank goodness. At least he stopped doing it.
Doing
maybe
it.
he wasn't even aware, right?
We
grew up around it, so he wasn't aware.
And I grew up with a family with table manners was everything. Like there was no smacking, no slurping. We had to eat pizza with a knife and a fork kind of family. Like it was
okay.
Like etiquette was everything.
Yep.
So
I think one more ick. I just made me think about it. Wearing flip-flops doesn't have to be necessarily flip-flops, but it usually happens with flip-flops and people dragging their feet on the floor when they walk in their flip-flops or their sneakers.
I don't know if I've noticed this one. Just dragging.
No, it's like instead of picking it all the way up, they kind of like
kind of shuffle.
They kind of pick it up and then the heel drags on the floor, drags on the floor, drags on, and you're just like, oh my God, pick up your feet. Like literally pick up your feet. Like it's so.
Oh God, now I'm nervous for flip-flops around you. Okay, I'll be more mindful of this
I've never
now.
heard you do that. And don't get me wrong, if you're tired or like your slippers, you're in the house, you want to just kind of like, slide your feet or whatever, that's one thing. But no, like I see it all the time at like amusement parks. Like when I go with my sister or like Disneyland or whatever, and you just see so many different people around and I hear it and that people are just like, I'm like, you are ruining the bottom of your shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's such an ick for me. It's like nails on a chalkboard. I'm like,
well, at least we know that your boyfriend now doesn't slurp and he doesn't drag his feet. So
no,
good job.
He picks up them feet.
What's a dating mistake that we wouldn't make again?
A dating mistake.
Like for me, I think I've learned my lesson with my last 2 serious boyfriends. If they say if being a father and being a husband is number 1 on their list, I probably shouldn't date them because I don't know if I have those same things. So I feel instead of getting a year and a half plus in with somebody and then realizing it, and then the pain is so much harder, and then you waste people's time. So we're getting older, so people's timelines are. I think that's the mistake I'm not going to make again.
I think a mistake for me, probably that I would never do is not to allow someone to not let me make my own choices. And a lot of times I didn't realize it was happening because they're so good at like manipulation. So then I would turn into this person where I didn't really have a mind. I didn't really have a choice. I didn't really have a brain almost with them because whatever they said was right. Yeah. Whatever they said goes. Because if I didn't agree with that, it would be a huge fight. Mostly just like our arguments, but like I have been in physical like altercations over the dumbest things before too, where you're like, wait, what? I allowed somebody to do that to me? Like I allowed you to literally grab me by my shoulders and throw me on a floor? Like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Like, and I stayed. I was still with this person probably a year after, because in my mind, I always want to see the good in people. And I love that about me. But it's a blessing and a curse. Yeah. Because I do give people a lot of chances. And I think as I get older, it is something I'm not giving. I'm not giving too many chances anymore. Yeah. Like you said, you show your true colors and like it's our job to believe it. And if you don't want to believe it, then that's fine. But like, you know it. You feel it in here. We all feel what we're actually feeling, you know? So yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I haven't like thought about that.
Yeah, just something. The thing.
Relationships are so tricky.
They are, and I feel like I'm so relationship like dumb because again, I just haven't done them. Like at 34, this is as far as serious relationships go. This is probably my second one. I mean, not counting high school. There was the guy I got engaged to 10 years ago, and then this guy. And there's a guy in between those two, but we were never like super serious. So yeah, I just don't know. I'm learning. It's like I'm like an infant, like learning how to date again.
Yeah, and you will though. Like when you find somebody that takes your anxiety down rather than like is always bringing it back up, then you'll be able to know that okay, I want to see what this is about. You know, you'll feel it. You'll know. Now you've been into serious relationships where you've been able to have examples of what you don't want. And look, when we are older, the best thing about getting older is that we just know. Like, you're just going to know in the next one. I mean, I hope that my boyfriend and I are like, he is my person. Like, again, you never know, right? Life can throw curveballs, but I do feel like I found somebody that's like, truly my best friend. We laugh so hard together. He lets me cry. He lets me be a brat sometimes and just like lets me be and doesn't like try and start a fight about it, you know? And it's like, I feel very comfortable in my own skin and who I am.
He just lets you be you. And he loves that about you. And like, he doesn't like, even I brought up Ozzy Osbourne, I think in the last episode, because I've just been going down this rabbit hole with him. because he just had a farewell concert, but with him was Sharon Osbourne. And I don't feel like there's nothing, I feel like Ozzy Osbourne had to be the hardest person to stay with.
Yes.
And, but like, I mean, with all the drugs and alcohol, and he tried to kill her once, and like he literally was cheating on her like nonstop. And like, but no matter, she's always stayed by his side. And I'm like, she's always allowed Ozzy to be Ozzy.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ozzy.
Speaking of Ozzy. Hi, Ozzy.
Always allowed him just to be himself. I'm like, that's the kind of love. Like, I know I'm not easy to love. I know I have a lot of flaws, and like I'm very bullheaded, and I don't want to change anything about myself. And although there are probably some things I should grow with, but like,
and you'll figure that out when you're in a relationship that feels aligned to you. You will say, okay, because let's figure this out together. You know, instead of you have to mold only one way. You know, like you're supposed to be molding together. Like there's things that both my boyfriend and I we're not the same in at all. You know, it's like, I mean, like my time management, we've talked about this is, you know, like he gets ready in 10 minutes and I'm like, no, I need like 2 hours. And not that I do crazy things with my makeup and my hair, but it's like, I'm a girl and I just
take your time.
I need to take my time. Meanwhile, he's ready, you know, at 1:55, he's like, kind of pacing. We're making a joke, like he kind of like just like walks around the house. He's like ready. I'm like, can you just go sit on the couch? I'll be ready. I swear.
Causing panic over here.
I swear. But yeah, you'll know, and you'll want to make those. What's the word I'm looking for? Compromise.
Yes.
We're all supposed to be compromising, but as long as you're not compromising who you truly are. Other than that, there are so many things that we even compromise as a friendship. You know, like there's so many things that we're learning about each other every time we hang out. And that's the same goes for a relationship with like a romantic partner, you know?
Well, anyway, thanks everyone for listening to me talk about my shit, but that's enough feelings for today. Oh wait, no, it's not, because now you have this quote you want to talk about.
Yes.
I'll let you take this.
Yeah, let's talk about this quote. I use Insight Timer, which is an app, and I use that for my meditations. I sometimes sleep, and you do sleep meditations as well. Not just like rain, but actual like sleep meditations, which is really cool. I mean, you never make it past 5 minutes of the meditation, but it's on when you're asleep still. But this was the quote that came today during my meditation. And it says, think big thoughts, but relish small pleasures. So let's break that down.
Okay.
What is a small pleasure you underestimated until recently?
Just being alone time. I guess I never underestimated it, but I feel like I just haven't had a lot of it. And so as much as I've been mourning this breakup and been really sad and really miss him, miss the dog, I also have really just enjoyed just like being alone.
I love that. I love being alone. It's so crazy. I wonder if it's a Gemini thing. But no, I think a lot of people love being alone.
Value their alone time.
I think I have underestimated like sleep.
Oh.
You know, I've never been like a napper, but I nap a lot more these days. And I realized, I mean, I know how important it is, but I realized for me, wow, those naps, even if it's like in the middle of the day or even like brunch nap or whatever, power nap, like 20-minute nap, even, I'm like, oh, wow, that makes a whole difference. You know, I think sleep.
That's my favorite.
I love sleep.
I love sleep. It's why I literally like, I'm like sitting in my living room, just like watching the sun to set. Bedtime, 8 o'clock. We are in bed.
Don't
Netflix
text Kayla
is on.
at 8:01 because her phone is on Do Not Disturb and I'm pushing the button like, send anyway.
Meanwhile, I'm like texting her at 5:45 a.m. like, what do you think about this for today's post? So we're on completely different schedules. So I'm not going to hear from her for 5 hours, but that's okay.
No, yeah, but the best sleep is like when you come back from being out of the country and then you give yourself that day and you're just dead the whole day. And I can sleep. Like there's been days where I've slept like 18 hours.
Really?
And I shock myself, but I feel so much better. So I'm like, whatever.
It's so nice.
It's fine. You know, it's fine.
I could never be a vampire.
Yeah.
Because they don't sleep. I mean, I'd be a vampire. Vampires, if you're out there, come bite me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we both could be vampires.
Like the Cullen kind, or like the True Blood kind, like the really sexy vampires.
Yes, they're like the cool kind.
The cool kind, not the ones that are like
No,
I am legend.
It's like the cool goth like vampire.
Yeah, who are very strong and super rich, have rockin' body.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tangent. We'll talk about vampires another episode. All right, how do you balance ambition with contentment? This one's really hard. I think that's what I've been dealing with lately, because I think I was talking about this the other day about how my identity is so wrapped up into my career and what I do. And I've done a lot so far, but I feel like it's still never enough. I'm never content. And I'm like, even thinking about like now in this transition, should I start doing more content, like, or more like work behind the camera, or like at smaller scale, or it's just like, it's hard to find that like when will I be content, or will I like climb the ranks and end up on a giant show on television and then still not be content.
Right.
So it's hard to kind of figure that one out.
Yeah, it's sort of that feeling of being grateful every day, even though you may not have all the things you want. But there are things that we can be grateful for every freaking day, you know, that we have, like we've said before, we have 2 legs. We can get out of bed without any problem. You know, we have beautiful roofs over our heads, both of us, which is so hard in this city. And I mean, anywhere in the US, but like here specifically. But yeah, it's funny that you say that, because whenever someone asks me a question, I do always, even if it's how are you doing, I'm like, oh yeah, it's like, well, work is, you know, I always use work first instead of, you've even caught me sometimes where you ask me a question, I talk about work and you say, yeah, but take work out. Would 13-year-old Vanessa want to hang out with you without this? And I'm like, yeah, she would. Like, I am really cool. I really do love the person that I'm becoming. And you're training me to not always put work. Vanessa equals what she does for a living.
I mean, I'm the same way though. It's so hard because that's something that we've fought for so long. It is our identity.
And it's because we love it so much, you know? It's like I feel like my job, what we do, like you said, is our identity.
And because it's different than like someone working at the office crunching numbers, or they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, like how are you? Well, today I balanced 3, you know, budgets. No, but saying like you're a professional model or a professional broadcaster, like it is. And it's something, again, that we hold so dearly to us because we worked for it. Like, worked our asses off.
And it's something so funny and it's so innocent. But sometimes my niece, you know, obviously when I had booked a Buick commercial that was national, it ran for 3 years. It changed my life. It was so much fun. There was 4 versions of me in one car. It was such a great commercial to do. But obviously, you know, it was playing all over. So my niece always saw it, like when their commercials would come on or whatever. And one time she asked me, like, Auntie Nessa, when am I going to see you on TV again? And it just, why did that hurt me so much? Even though she's not doing it maliciously.
Because
like,
it's a question you ask yourself probably every single day.
She's like excited. She's like, when am I seeing you on TV again? And I'm like, and even this, our podcast, she watches it sometimes too. And knows about it, you know, and the appropropriate things that she can listen to. Obviously, my sister, my sister and brother-in-law, you know, they'll let her watch some clips, I'm sure. But even now, she's so excited about this, like for us. She goes to school and her teachers know about Milk and Honey, you know. So it's like and we carved that path for us, for her. Not, you know what I mean? It's very strange. But yeah, I remember her asking me that and I kind of got sad about it. I remember bringing it up to my mom and I said, dang, how did a 9-year-old just make me feel that right now? You know? And I know she wasn't doing it. She wasn't doing it out of spite or mean at all. But yeah, so it's realizing that there's so many more beautiful things in the world than just your career.
Yes.
You know, and also it's like, you know, we have big thoughts, we have big vision, big energy, all these things, but those little pieces are the ones, like for you in this breakup, those little pieces of gratitude are going to help reform and reshape that mold for you. That's just going to make you a better version of yourself.
One can hope.
She's always pessimistic. Do you see what I have to deal with?
All right. I think before we go, we do bring back. We introduced it last week.
Yeah.
I think we do a Honey
jar. Do you want to go first? Did you like that?
Some reverb in there.
Honey jar. No, it didn't happen that part.
I think that's going to be.
I think I'm going to bring back my singing career.
Yeah, she should. She can sing, everybody.
No.
She can. She can sing. All right, this is our honey jar. There's not actually honey in it.
Well, that would be messy.
Could you imagine just like, all right, this one? But I think this is a repeat one. Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think I forgot to take him out.
We have to remember to
take him out.
Take him out.
Here, you want to go first?
Sure. I get so nervous.
I don't know.
I don't know these questions, you know? Oh, you're given $10,000 but have to blow it stupidly in 24 hours. What do you do?
God, that's easy. Oh my God. I probably would rent the biggest yacht that we could and Marina Del Rey, get all of my friends, stock it with like a food, booze, a DJ. I think that's 10 grand right there.
That's 10 grand. And I agree with her. I agree with her. And then afterwards, we would still have a little bit left over for some reason. And we would just do a twirl and WeHo because that's what we do.
Exactly. Well, we get the table and bottle service. We would like do the upper.
Yep. Yeah. That was an easy one. That
was
fun.
Too easy.
Also, like, universe, did you hear that? Because this is what we want, okay?
If there happens to be a random sack sitting outside as we walk to our car full of money, we would appreciate it.
We'll take it. We will take it. We'll look and see if it belongs to anyone first because we're respectful, but I'm taking that.
No. Nope. Finders keepers. We know that. We've known that since we were kids. Losers, weepers. Okay. Who's the last person you muted and why? I will say, here's something I did do.
I'm going to sip for that one.
So when I left my job, because I muted everybody, like most people I worked with, because it was hard for me to like see it. Like a lot of them probably think I'm like mad at them because I don't ever like or interact with their stories. But like it's too hard for me to see like the person who's now doing my job. Although I love her, but like that's probably like the last people I've actually muted. Yeah. That I will say on camera. There's been some others.
I'll always like mute somebody if I feel like their stories are like draining.
Yeah.
I'll always mute.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see that. Like I like when people put like, you know, I love when people put like quotes and all the things like,
but not when they're like,
but when it's a little intense, it makes me like feel sad for them too. Cause like, I'm just like, damn, why? You know?
Yeah, if you have to go to social media to post how you're feeling in a negative way, like I feel like that's just not the place for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, anyone can post whatever they want. I'm just saying it's just, I guess like that. Sometimes I'm like, oh
yeah. Yeah, I don't want to see it. And like you're having a good day and then you come across their post and it's like, oh, well, that just ruined my mood.
Yeah.
Like why? No need for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. It's not another episode of Milk and Honeys. This one was fun and y'all let me get a little vulnerable. And I did a couple breaths earlier. So I appreciate you,
sharing
Vanessa.
That.
Of course.
Because we know that that's hard. And I hope that you can like feel everyone, I'm sure, will be giving you lots of positive energy towards this new chapter that you get to start. Yes. And you guys, you know, you already know what I'm going to say. Oh, I just feel her staring at me.
I can't wait. I'm going to do a compilation video of after like a few more episodes, put all these together.
Let me see. How can I end it like a little differently? Okay. Don't forget, if you ever need a good cup of tea, you got the right ingredients right here.
Oh, I like that one.
So smooth.
That was smooth.
Oh my God.
I'm impressed. I don't know.
Oh my God. She's getting comfortable behind the mic. Careful.
Thanks all of you for watching as always. And
see you next time.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.